Yeah,
they
but
were
them
all
actors gonna need to divvy up some of that funds to make sure that the smaller actors can eat and live and survive.
If I'm Tom Cruise, I can't do it, my boy. But
That's what I'm saying. But
I'm with y'all though.
the money got to be money in somewhere, son.
I'm speaking of TV though. There is also a strike going on. The writers are on strike, and the actors are on strike as well. And so I don't know if you guys are familiar, our audience listening, but a couple months ago, the writers went on strike, basically demanding higher pay, more work as well, things like that, better benefits. And the actors have joined them on strike last week. And it's the first time in almost 60 years where both the writers and the actors of Hollywood and stuff have been on strike. And so, Leland, I want to get your thoughts, man. What you think about it? I know we read some articles and stuff like that. What do you think about the strike? What do you think about the reasons for the strike? What you think, dog?
I think the reasons for the strike make sense, right? They're trying. You know, people are just trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not uncommon that there is an not equal distribution of wealth and money when it comes to Showtime entertainment in general. You know, people talk about the music industry, you're talking about sports, NBA owners, like they're getting a lot of money at the top. Whereas some of the people that's in between that's kind of actually making it run and making it happen are may or may not be. So that's essentially, I mean, this is an age-old struggle, right? This is why they have unions and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised by it. I do think the one thing I'll always say when we talk about negotiations, right? We play Monopoly a lot as kids, and I do a lot of real estate stuff. It's all about leverage, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like to think like, hey, just because I want something, I can out negotiate something. It's like that's not how it works. It's every negotiation is a game of chicken. It's a game of who needs what more. If you need something from me and I don't need that from you, I have all the leverage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't have, I don't have the desire or it's not necessary for me to acquiesce to your demands. So my question is is that, man, they trying to go after. I mean, who pockets are you really hurting? You know what I'm saying? Like, the little man, the writers, they already struggling financially. Y'all can afford to be out of work for 5-6 months a year.
Not really. So here's the thing that's tough, man. Speaking of TV, well, I guess this whole thing, there was an episode of Black Mirror that actually talked about this a little bit, and you guys may have seen like the rise of AI. You see a lot of artificial intelligence things going on, or even one specific AI that was pretty popular, it still is, Chat GPT. And so one of the writers' things is that saying people are trying to use AI to replace the writers, so that basically you can basically write scripts and plays and stuff for longer. And one of these episodes coming up soon, we're actually going to do something similar to that, not necessarily write a script, but if you guys have ever played around with Chat GPT, I remember I asked you this before. Have you ever played around with it yet, bro?
I haven't, man. I got
it's
a
still
homeboy.
Cool. So we'll do that. We'll do that live on the podcast.
Okay.
Play around with it, man. But basically that's one of their fears, that hey, the artificial intelligence can replace the writers. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there are a lot of industries that can be affected by AI and automation and stuff. But I think it's something to be fearful about, man. It's something to be fearful about. And I can see why they're trying to strike, because basically you're going to just limit the amount of, it's not going to take all humans' jobs, because you still need people to enter the prompts and stuff. But it's going to decrease the amount of writers you need by a lot, especially if it can spit out prompts and interesting ideas for you like pretty much instantly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's one thing they're striking about. And one thing they're also, the actors are striking about, is that people are trying to use AI for like background actors as well too, which could be interesting. So basically what they're saying is this, man, instead of like, if they can get you once, they have you come in as an extra, they'll have your data like forever. And then you can see yourself extras in mad movies now as an extra and not get a single dime. You know what I'm saying? So basically just phasing out the people. It's similar to like those little photo editing apps where like, hey, if you agree to like use this little app and we can make this cool avatar of you, we can have your picture for whatever and use it for whatever. Some of the studio execs, because it's for the purpose of the bottom line, is they're trying to basically phase out, use less and less people, pay less and less people, and then just keep more of the profits essentially themselves. And so the writers and the actors are coming together saying, nah, son, we're not trying to have this AI replace the jobs. And in episode 1 of Black Mirror, that's what happened, man. It was like a spoof on, they had this one person who had agreed to terms and conditions, and they were using their likeness to create something. And one of the famous actors, they had Selma Hayek playing, and they were like, "Oh, it's not actually not Selma Hayek. It's actually an AI. Like, so she's actually not acting in this joint. Like, she's agreed to give us her licensing and stuff like that."
Right.
And so it was crazy, man. So I think it's kind of scary, man, to think about some of the implications. And basically, like, I just think about people basically just losing certain jobs and how would that look for a society or a country or
Right.
even a world if, like, hey, there's just less jobs because mad stuff is automated and the computers can do it faster and easier. You know what I'm saying? What's that going to look like for people with just less opportunities, essentially, per person?
Yeah.
What's up,
Man,
man?
that's a deep question, bro. Honestly, but I
It
think
is.
I think about it often because we've been talking about a lot about like crypto and like the
Yeah,
metaverse and stuff like that, and I think fortunately, unfortunately, it's inevitable. I mean, like if you go back 100 years, you know what I'm saying? Where
yeah,
the blacksmiths at, bro? You know what I'm saying? Where the like technology is going to change
true.
jobs and occupations. It just is what it is. I don't think that's I think that's the bad of it, right? Because someone's going to be impacted that's doing X right now.
Yeah.
But the good of it is that it's not going to be like the world is just not going to exist. What it's just going to be more things. Maybe more people are more technology focused, right? Like
Mhm.
maybe the value, like maybe what they teach in school is the basic requirements to be able to set up AI and to work with AI. You know what I'm saying? To for maintenance and stuff like that. Like there's going to be opportunities. So that's just my thought on it.
Check
But
this out, though. Check this out, Lily. I think there's
okay,
still will be opportunities, but what's going to happen is there going to be less opportunities, though. Like, so the thing is now, like, if you look at it on a basic scale, like Walmart, right? Where they have all the cashiers are still there, and you have basically one person holding down like maybe 10, 15 self-checkouts. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So what's going to happen? There's still going to be jobs, even for the coders. I know Leland, you did computer science and stuff like that. But even the amount of people you will need to do said things is going to be less and less. You see what I'm saying? As stuff gets
right,
more and more automated. Even bro, we got little robots that deliver food here at University of Tennessee. I
yeah,
don't know if you saw that before. Like we got the little, you put the food in the robot, send it off and stuff like that. And I don't know how many robots are in their fleet, but say you have now all robot deliveries robots, you have
okay,
all transportation is robots. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? And now you have all workers. Like right now, the robots can't really make flip burgers and make complex things quickly. But what about when you get to a point where there is? These are still like a lot of the jobs in the US, you know what I'm saying,
I
based
know
off these
that's
things.
perfect.
You know, which talking about hygiene? Maybe so. There's a hygiene,
No.
maybe
What
if
I'm saying is that
go ahead.
I believe that it's not going to create a. I think it was just going to create more. I think it's going to create more opportunity and like people will engineer opportunity. Uh, think about like I mean even Uber, right? Like
Uh-huh.
Uber was engineered to create opportunity, people job. Like there's so many people who just do Uber. They
True, true,
just do DoorDash. Like DoorDash didn't
true,
exist 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So
true,
like
true, true.
there are people who are making money doing different things. And I think that's just what's going to naturally happen. It's going to be unfortunate. It's going to be uncomfortable. The transition always is, but I don't think it's going to be like the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? I just think that people are just going to have like what I'm saying is like because I had this discussion before when people were talking about the metaverse, like what's the
Yeah,
metaverse, what is it going to be? But there are ways right now where people are making money playing to earn.
true, true.
They operate inside the metaverse, right? If not, think about how many people are influencers and
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it all is going to go one way because okay, great. Walmart has all the money in the world,
Mhm.
but if ain't nobody got no money, they're not going to Walmart. Like everything is intertwined. You know what I'm saying? The
True.
market is intertwined. So if there's if it's unbalanced, like economics show that like they have ways of balancing itself out. The markets go up, the markets go down. People do all this stuff. So I don't think it's gonna be nothing crazy, bro.
Now,
Honestly,
here's the thing though, man. That was one of Andrew Yang who ran for president. That was one of his standpoints though, of saying like he was kind of saying like he wants to give people universal income, because he was saying far enough out, there's just going to be less jobs total out here. So
Right.
somebody's got to step in and like provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if there's just less jobs, like you know, it's true. Maybe people won't have money, but for some people to have money, like it's going to just look a lot differently, man. It's because Michael said he was going to say that. Which part, Michael? Let us know, man. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the which part specifically? Because my thing is, I'm just thinking that, bro, it could just replace a lot of stuff, man. Because even, bro, I seen things before. They've already made AI music. Of course, there's
Bro.
a whole other
But
thing.
what I'm saying is, think about this, bro. Think about the .com bubble. Think about the technology.
Yeah,
Think about the computer. Bro, there was people that had typewriters. Think about how many people's jobs got replaced because of what a computer can do. Like we, as a community, I don't think it's a bad. I think it's good that it becomes more efficient because then maybe we work less. But you know what I'm saying? Like money's just redistributed differently. I just don't think it's like that. Like bro, like yeah, you think the gap is going to be with technology and the way people can understand stuff and how people can be YouTube. I mean, bro, people make money off YouTube. People make money off,
of course.
like there's so many more ways to make money now. Yes, there might be old ways that you can't do it anymore. Maybe doing a paper route, maybe delivering food is not the way to do it anymore because it's been, you know, outsourced by technology and AI. But like there will be other ways to create income for yourself and others because
it's
the
true.
whole point is you need, like, companies need buyers, they need consumers, else prices go down. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's just how it goes.
But I can see it, bro, just getting to a point where, like I said, if you think about the amount of like coders or engineers that you might need to run one thing, and the basic analogy was one person at Walmart for the 15 registers, it's still going to be jobs for those people, but I'm just saying it's going to be less, bro. If I can see a future where mad stuff's automated, bro, like mad stuff, it's going to be crazy. Like I said, transportation's a big thing, trucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is all animated, bro. I think it could be kind of tough, man.
I mean, it's going to be tough, but it's not going to be drastic. Nothing ever is. Nothing. It's not like, oh, tomorrow all the jobs are done.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow.
Like, right now, what you got to do is you have to see the trend. You know what I'm saying? You got to see.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think people right now, you can still be all right, but I'm talking about more so maybe like 100 years from now, what would it look like for people? Do I think people right now can still pivot and stuff like that? I'm talking about where mad stuff, like maybe transportation, because they've done studies where like the self-driving cars are safer than, you know, people driving. So I'm talking about maybe 100, 200 years from now, where it's just mad stuff. And then you've seen, like, that's my back to the dystopian future where it seems like the jobs be slim and people be mad poor. That's the future I'm envisioning. Not right now, not for us. If you listen to this podcast, I think you can still pivot and get away. But I'm talking about 200 years from now, will it be like, bro, it's slim pickings out here for us humans, son? Like, and not even that the robots have taken over, like they're like Terminator, but it's like, bro, the robots can just do everything now, son, and they can do it really fast and really well, and you know they can do it 24/7. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I think I just disagree. I just feel like without any real sense of, I just think that like we adapt. I mean, I just think as human beings, we adapt. Like it's not going to be like I just don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the world economics right now, and I'm not I don't even claim to be one, so I don't know like what is the gap, is the wealth gap or the poverty line, is it increasing over time with technology as technology changes? Right now we've had the most technology change over the last 100 years, you say?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like what has that done for the poverty gap? Is it make it more or less? And so basically what I'm saying is like eventually we'll figure it out. Like it'll be something. If anything, like maybe you'll do less work and get paid more for it.
I mean, that's the thing. In an ideal world, yeah, it sounds good, and that's the thing, bro. Like,
because people have. All right, let me say this.
Talk to me.
Like, look at right now, right? You got McDonald's, you have Wendy's. There was a point in time where McDonald's needed people to work, and they had to start. What did the owners have to start doing? They had to start shilling out money to get people in the door. It's a redistribution of wealth, right? It's just is what it is, and then as a result, they charge people more money for their food because they're trying to maximize their margins.
Sure.
If people stop buying McDonald's because they like, yo, it costs me $20 to eat a McDonald's, I'm not going there. Then they're going to have to start doing something that makes sense, and that's going to naturally balance itself out. Like this just is what it is. Like, so yeah, McDonald's is giving a $500 signing bonuses, and that's stuff they never did, and they also paying $15 an hour minimum wage. Like that's just a product of they need people in there, and same thing will be true in the future if AI is doing everything, but whatever they need people to do, if they're not willing to do it for that price because they can't sustain themselves and their family, then they're going to have to adjust. All the savings they got from AI, they're going to have to start putting that into part-time workers, which means people could basically do more for less. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do less and get more money to survive.
So here's the thing with the writers too. So even with McDonald's, I watched a podcast. I can't remember who they had, some like big wig or higher up from a company talking about it, and it was talking about how right now the robots aren't really good with the fine motor skills, like making a sandwich quickly, like a robot, like get it out, like no way, you know what I'm saying? But even with things like Chat GPT and stuff, writing scripts, like bro, if you would have asked me 4 years ago, can it just join? You know, I wouldn't have thought it was possible, but it's evolving fast. It's evolving fast, and so that's where the writers are like, bro, saying if this joint continues, son, we could really be up out of job, son, because you're talking about it can give you script ideas and stuff like that. And what's happening, one of the problems with AI now, which is also where it's not going to be where it is in the future, is that, of course, you have to put in good prompts, but also they're saying like with Chat GPT, it's not true AI in the sense of like it's self-thinking, self-learning. It's kind of taking ideas from the internet and stuff like that, just merging all together. But in the future, true AI and true like machine learning would be like, all right, I can really come up with something unique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's not there yet. But what if it gets there soon? And it's like, bro, we don't gotta hire these writers, son.
No, because straight up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That just is what it is. Like, that means it's time for you to, like you said, pivot. It seems rough. It don't sound nice.
Yeah.
But it's the reality of life, man. Like technology will adapt, and you gotta.
And even like modeling, they got like AI models, bro, that look realistic and stuff. Like, bro, we don't need no real models. That's gonna be difficult on set and stuff like this. We could just generate an image of this person, and then bada bing, bada boom. You know what I'm saying? So I think Mike said here, time to update the resume, similar to what you're saying, Leland. I think it's true. I think right now, if you're hearing this podcast, if you hear the sounds of my voice, you may have to pivot, son. But I'm just worried about, like I said, 100 years from now, what it look like when mad industries are like robotics. That's what I'm saying now. You know what I mean?
I don't know everything's gonna be in a metaverse, bro.
But even that's a scary future too to think about, bro. If we all live in a metaverse like Ready Player One, that jump was kind of crazy, and I think it's possible. But have you seen Ready Player One, Leland?
Yeah, great movie.
Bro, if the world look like that in 100 years, that's gonna be depressing, my boy. If everyone plugged in and nobody really going outside, and we just, bro, that's gonna be kind of crazy, son. You know what I mean?
Like, maybe, but I'm saying it's only gonna be crazy to you because that's not the reality that you experience. But for the people who lived in it, like that's not gonna be that crazy. There's people that lived 200 years ago that if they seen how we live right now, they'd be like, that's just too crazy, chaotic, man. They got people on their phones. They're not even talking to people. I used to go down the street and talk. You know what I'm saying? There's older people who exist right now that's like, y'all be on y'all phone too much. I used to go down the street, talk to people. I used to have to do this. I need my space, blah, blah, blah. That's correct. But for us, we like, it's not that bad. I like it.
It's true, but I can see some downsides of it though, bro. I can see some downsides because I think one thing that's happened is that like people maybe becoming less social in person. I can see that, you know, as a thing. And I think that to me overall is a bad thing, or people with their communication skills, like maybe decrease it. And maybe you can communicate great through text, but if you can't really express yourself in person, face to face, I think that's a valuable skill. Now, if everyone's remote,
maybe it won't be. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy though, bro. I'm saying to me,
that's kind of crazy. Maybe it's not a valuable skill.
Yeah.
To be able to, maybe it's more valuable to be able to communicate with people online in 50 years.
Possibly, bro. But I just know here's one thing too. El Greaves said there's some downside. List some. I think one downside could be, and I could see this too, bro, is that people can kind of just become, I think, desensitized, man. Desensitized to certain things happening around them. And then I think also maybe even the value of like a human life or human creativity can also decrease, which I think overall could have some downsides to it as well. You know what I'm saying?
For
I'm just
sure.
thinking, I don't think it would be like Terminator, like the robots are taking over us, but I could see
Right.
it being like Wall-E or Ready Player One. Wall-E, where everyone was just sitting back, they had a phone. You know what I'm saying? We just getting rolled around everywhere. Everything's coming in. Like to me, if that's how the world looks, but that's to me, I think that's a possible future in like some years where it's like, bro, everything kind of done for us. We got the robots out there picking up trash on Earth.
That's
Like,
true.
bro, but that to me is kind of depressing.
Very likely.
That's what I'm saying. That's likely.
That's depressing to you. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's so depressing to you. Okay. There's people like it sounds crazy, right? But I'm telling you, like, think about it. If you got somebody who is, in the Bible times, or where they had to hunt to kill their food, and I feel alive and I'm grateful, and you're more appreciative of the food that you had to go get and scrounge up by your back. I'm looking at these people in the field, look how lazy they are. They going to the store, they're picking up their stuff. That's crazy. That's from their perspective, right? But we're in technology that people did not want. People resisted credit cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you have any problem with using Apple Pay or Android Pay on your phone? That's mad convenient for me. Somebody would say, nah, I need to touch that cash. You need to have it, tangible assets.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like that.
Let me say this though, bro. And I don't know if we can have said this. I don't know if people have said this forever. Maybe they have. I feel like if technology, me and Latanya talked about this, and I've thought this too. If technology didn't advance no more past where it is now, son, I think we in a good spot, my boy. I don't know if I would have always said that, but like, bro, I think we kind of. You think people could have always said that before, like 100 years ago? They'd be like, nah, bro, we good, son. Like, we kind of good.
I mean, if that like advanced to where we are right now, I mean, shoot, but right now we're not that far off. Like probably about 10 years ago, we could probably say that. Like by the time
that's what I'm saying.
The smartphone, when the internet, when internet became accessible to your smartphone in your hand, and you can still talk to people all over the world, and you can get location and GPS instructions anywhere, bro. That's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like if we stop here though, because we're not in a place right now where I guess to me it ain't too crazy.
To you,
but, it ain't too crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we can stop here somehow, it'd be good. But of course, that's not going to happen. The ball gonna keep rolling, and it will make things. It's
gonna be interesting to see, bro. 50 years from now, man. 30 years from now.
At this rate, 5 years from now. At this rate, 3 years from now. So you know what I'm saying? The way things are going, man. But we're gonna do the Chat GPT. That job was because even if I'm thinking about learning purposes, bro. Oh man, it's crazy, dog. Yo, maybe next week we'll do the episode about Chat GPT. It's really cool the stuff it can do. It's like I think I remember being fascinated with Ask Jeeves, back in the day. Like, oh, this is cool, but this jump way better than Ask Jeeves, my boy. I'm be honest with you. It's way better than Google too, Chat GPT, man. And so we'll get into that next time, man. Y'all let us know. Y'all check out Hijack. Y'all check out Average Joe. Check out
we didn't even talk about before we get to the joint. We didn't even talk about though. So what do you think is going to happen with the strike?
I think eventually, now that the actors are coming on, I think eventually they're gonna try to get back right. They're gonna have to end it soon, and if they can, the execs, man, once the money stops going in, because another thing too is true. We've pivoted the conversation. Another thing they were saying was that basically you're working less hours on these TV shows, or not less hours, but less time, because the seasons are shorter than the seasons on NBC, Fox, things like that. So the seasons are shorter. And also they said the residual checks are way smaller too than they used to be. Like if a show hit syndication, it was like, bro, we good, son. You catch us on Nick at Night, you catch us on PBS, you know what I'm saying? On this channel late at night. Now everything going to streaming, like basically how they're divvying up the streams and the money. You're not seeing the same money even as a writer, where before you could really make a good career, write for a few shows. And you could be almost set for life, you know what I mean? But now, nah, son. Because there was a guy, one guy, he was on, what was that, CNBC, a writer from The Bear, and he was talking about how he made a little bit of money writing for The Bear. It's a hit show, and like, bro, it's tough out here, you know what I mean? So I think if they stand in solidarity, and now that the actors are on board too with them, I think they can like kind of hold it off.
You think they can? You think they can outweigh these major corporations with millions of dollars?
Here's why I think so. Apparently, the unions are really strong, and like even the actors one has like over 160,000 actors. And people have been saying, bro, if you break this joint, like you'll never work again. That's what they're saying. Like if you try to come out there, I can do it, boss. You know, they're like, bro, it's over for you. You know what I'm saying? So if the union can hold strong, bro, if they can hold strong and like really like, bro, ain't none of us doing this joint. I think so. I think so. Now, how long will that strong have to be? How much money they got?
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this quote. It was like, man, studio CEOs are like, I think we're in for a long strike, guys.
Yeah.
They're gonna let it bleed out. Like, bro, this is what
the actors just join them too. That's what I'm saying. But the actors coming out too, and even like some of these award shows.
Yeah, they were actors gonna need to divvy up some of that funds to make sure that the smaller actors can eat and live and survive.
If I'm Tom Cruise, I can't do it, my boy. But
that's what I'm saying. But
I'm with y'all,
the money got to be money in somewhere, son.
I'm sitting back with my non-figures, son, like my non-figure bank account.
They're complaining that we don't make enough money. We're going on a strike.
And then Tom Cruise, The Rock, all them, I'm with you guys, son. They standing right there.
Yeah, come on,
100 million in the bank, son. Nah, I'm with you right now. I ain't gonna work again. I can't get no money. But I ain't gonna work again, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's a little stipend while we wait. You know what I'm saying?
I think they can though, bro, because I think once the company start losing some money, you know, it's funny enough. I think the writer's strike back in like 07, 08, they talking about how that was a big side. The big rise of reality TV came after that, actually, bro. The writers on strike and shows slowing down, people are like, bro, we don't even need we can just come out here with a camera and get some, you know what I'm saying, get some jokers out here. And that's what ended up happening. Now reality TV, there's mad reality TV shows on now. Mad all over the place, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, listen, it's all about leverage. I'm not saying that people shouldn't get paid. They shouldn't ask for more to get paid, but you got to understand your like, you know, maybe they know more than I know. Maybe they can count the big people's pockets. But bro, you know, the pandemic just happened. Like, there was mad shows not going on. Like people with money have long money. They got loans. They got assets. They got.
Okay. So you saying they're not really tripping right now? You saying?
I just think that they're going to be way more people on the small side of it that are going to be hurt than there's going to be people at the top.
No, that's true. I mean, even the people at the top, if you're talking about the execs and stuff, they're going to be fine. Girl, even if they got to chop down, if they say they get 20% of revenue and they chop it down to 15 or 10 or even 8, they still going to be really fine. You know what I mean? So it's true. They're going to be all right. But one thing that was interesting with the writer strike too, and even the actor strike, is they're saying like, bro, even actors can't go on podcasts, bro. They can't.
I've seen that.
You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, a lot of entertainment might be looking different. Son. Well, I don't really listen to too many like actors on podcasts per se, but even like for the award shows and stuff like that, it may take until like the Emmys or the Oscars roll around and ain't nobody there. It may take into that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, snap, man, we got to do something, man. They can't, you know what I mean? So it might be a wow, man. It might be a wow.
That wow means a lot of people ain't gonna have money.
Well, here's the other point. They saying, hey, we ain't got no money now, son. So if you talking about I'm gonna keep being broke, well, hey, let's go. So I've been broke this last 3 years. Let's go. You know.
Yeah. Hey, we all gonna be broke.
Maybe.
I'm with it, man. Like I said, I hope they resolve the joint, but.
Yeah, it's tough.
We're gonna see, son. We're gonna see.
Tough, bro.
It's tough. Once you out there and you make a strike, you can't really go back on it. Like you kind of now you did this, you started it, you're gonna have to finish it.
I have to. And that's the thing, bro. I feel like there's some things to me where I still like the human aspect of it though. And it may change because we old school, like you talk about for right now, but like some of the art and stuff like that, even though the AI can go crazy, I just don't want the AI on its own going crazy with it. Like I like people that can kind of, I guess, blend it a little bit, or you kind of using some digital stuff, like people use 808s, and you know what I'm saying? Like I like that aspect, but I don't want just to listen to something. This junk was completely, we typed in ChatGPT, come up with a song, and here you go. Like, I don't know, man. Or even for the actors and stuff, if we're talking about replacing the extras and just using people's images and stuff, like I kind of like the human aspect of it.
I feel you. It's more true. More genuine.
Like it worked from the Bears, son. You know, him going over there to Europe and learning the pastries and stuff. You know, it's got a little more weight to it, I guess. You know, he learned how to make this joint.
And that would be fine. What will happen is that would become a luxury and a premium in a market that's saturated with other stuff. It's like, hey, like, you know, I mean, people do it right now, like stuff that's made in the USA. Like people rally because they have that same sentiment. Hey, I want to buy something that was made in the land that I live.
Gonna cost
premium.
More. Yeah,
I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
So same thing would be something when people start outsourcing and doing stuff fast, quantity. The people who make quality we'll be able to survive because the people that actually like it will rock with them. So
Mhm.
I think it's opportunity, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Cool, man. But yeah, we'll get into it more, y'all. So shout out to all the writers and actors, man. We hope you guys stay strong on the strike. And you know, you guys can get some better wages. I definitely think I just want everybody. I was talking to someone else about this week, actually, another scientist guy, because man, this could be another conversation about the affirmative action. We took last week off. I'm not going to get into it, but I was telling them about like basically, I think it all starts with education, increasing education everywhere, but also increasing livable wages across the board. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for that, man. You know, everyone just to be able to kind of be able to provide for your family and live in a decent place, not just have to live in a projects or the hood or
Yeah.
have 5 roommates. You know, I'm for that across the board. So I hope that the
Right.
actors, especially and the writers, especially like the lower level ones, y'all be all right, man.
Get them some bread, man.
Yeah, give them some bread, man. Give them
Put
some
some
bread.
money in their pocket, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Divvy up the pie a little bit, man. But
Divvy it up, man. Divvy it up, man. Divvy it up.
I feel you, cuz.